Two-tone and L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp by the dollar. Met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing homework every night of the week. Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 430. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on, ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze ya, oh, let me hold ya, oh, let me squeeze ya, oh, let me hold ya. Why? Cause I don't wanna leave this party, baby, without you. What you waiting for? Hop in the ride.
Okay.
What you waiting for? Hop in the ride. So I arrive at a party at 9. I reside inside Sim, pick on the fly. Time's on our side, but look again, then it's 11 p.m. Chalk it on the board. Time to sin, let's begin. Hey, you're kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
Say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really like him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JCTtv. I'm Papa T. It's been a minute, but I'm here in the house this evening with none other than the outstanding Joe Carroll.
Yes,
Joe, how are you
indeed.
this evening?
Excellent.
Outstanding. You know, at this day and time, they have the informal greeting, not the handshake, but I think they do something like this.
Yeah, like that, or fist bump.
Yeah, but the thing is that Joe's always been into fitness, and Joe hasn't been inoculated as of yet. Right? I've been inoculated, and most of the folks around JCT Productions have. But we're going to actually cover some of that today. And one of the main topic this evening is going to be chaos and order. But before we do that, I want to give a great big shout out to the chief engineer, Big Al, in the back, making it do what it do, creating all this magic that you see. We have Mike in the house this evening. We want to give a great big shout out to Mike and the whole staff of Sky 13. With that being said, Joe, it's been a minute. We haven't even seen each other for a minute.
A long time.
Ken says to say hi to everybody and that he'll see you soon on the panel. But with the concept being chaos and order, what comes to mind when you first hear it?
The first thing that comes to my mind, I pictured what they call, I think they refer to it in the Bible as the chaos before the creation. And that was just for a second that flashed. And now there's order, you know, God created order. Then there's also the chaos and the order in our lives. And it can be on an individual level, on a personal level. I can have, my mind can be just all over the place, which would be like chaos. Or I can have my mind in order and my life can be in order because I'm controlling what I do. And then it can expand to, there can be chaos in a family where everyone is at odds with each other. There's no unity, there's no harmony, there's chaos. Chaos to me kind of, I see it as energy, opposing energies that are kind of just not able to come together for one reason or another. Now you do have the opposite poles in electricity, the north-south pole like that, and they repel each other. But that doesn't seem like chaos to me. Chaos is when beings or things that should be harmonized as a natural order of things are not. And they're just going like this, like bumper cars.
Clashing.
Yeah, they're clashing with each other. To me, that's chaos. And order is just the opposite. It's people, animals, insects, bacteria, all things that are alive are in order. They're harmonious. Even a rock, which has no movement per se, there's slight movement of energy, molecules and stuff like that, but we don't perceive it. everything is in order. That's why we perceive it as a rock. The molecules and the elements that form a rock are not all over the place. That's why we can perceive it as a rock. Now, take a family, for example. If someone up there is looking down and they see a family that is all over the place, that is a chaotic family. A family.
What they call today, what is it? Something malfunctioning family, or what's that term?
Oh, yes.
Dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we all know dysfunction.
Okay, so when you actually think of chaos, let's go to current events a little bit. As a nation, one of the things that has always kept America, even though they had other underlying issues of divide, that kept them on top, more or less, when it comes down to the global community.
Yep.
Today we have a situation whereas that is Republican against Republican. They always are carrying issue of black against white, right? We have the issues, other underlying issues as well. But the thing is, when you have a government that's totally against one another, if you say yay automatically because I'm the opposing, allegedly opposing, it shouldn't be opposing in the first place.
Right.
That you have a situation that whereas it's nay, because if you're a Republican and you say yay, I'm going to say nay because I'm Democrat, right? Wouldn't that be something that be considered chaos?
I think so.
So America actually itself is in a chaotic state.
I think so.
Okay. So when we talk about order, you talk about something that has a divine purpose. It's in alignment, as you were saying earlier. Right? What happens to a car when it's on the road and all of a sudden the transmission decides it wants to function as the engine or the alternator as the carburetor? What happens to that car?
Well, yeah, that's a perfect analogy there. I mean, each part of the car has to do what it was meant to do, what it was designed to do. If it suddenly changes its mind, so to speak, and wants to do what it wants, the engine wants to be a wheel because it likes the way the wheel goes around like this, the car's just going to fall apart. It's not going to function properly.
Potential of even blowing up, exploding on the highway.
Of course.
At improper speed, right?
Of course.
So, therefore, what is America's destiny on its current route?
On this current route, the destiny is not good. Of course, anything that's on a route or a route can be changed. We might be going down this road and we can say, uh-oh, danger, let's go back over on this road. So it can be changed, but right now, I mean, it's not looking good from this perspective.
Speaking truth to power, do you think that there's a long time period before the total explosion happens?
I don't know about a long time period. When you say total explosion, what do you mean? Like
I
just
mean, total chaos eventually ends in an explosion.
Yes,
Right?
okay.
So would you say, in Joe's mind, you've been here a couple of years longer than I have, right? Would you say that we are heading for doom, or that we have all of this time that we can act lackadaisical toward resolving this issue, these issues that's on the table that has us in a chaotic state?
Well, the issues will get resolved one way or another.
One way or the other.
One way or another, they'll get resolved. I don't think, I'm not a doomsday kind of person. I don't think that it's going to explode like the end of the world kind of explosion. I think that what we're dealing with is an ideological warfare. So one ideology is going to win over the other one.
So that's called civil war.
Whatever. It could be a civil war. It could be, yeah, within the country, yeah. It'll be like a civil war. But we're also dealing with different ideologies worldwide that are trying to gain dominion. So the end result of this war, it will seem catastrophic for a certain number of people, a certain segment of society or the world, but it will resolve itself. You know, whether something becomes evil or good, it resolves itself because everything is always trying to achieve balance.
Well,
Homeostasis.
That's what the issue is right now, is a restoration of power, right? But the thing is that where is this power going to lie? Is it going to lie where it lied initially in the beginning of time, or is it going to lie where it has for, say, the past few hundred years? And the thing is that when we deal in a society where everything is against the grain, against the order of the grand architect of the universe, we have a problem. Anytime that we set forth and think that lying, cheating, and mischievousness is going to lead us into a platform or a throne, right, of glory, then we got a problem, because it's short term and it's short lived if we exist on that path. And we have that problem right now. I remember about 2 months ago, the leader of China saying that America's about to learn a lesson, and it's going to be at their hands and at the hands of the rest of the global community, which is talking about all other countries, right? Because they have walked around believing that they're better than everybody else.
Yes, yes.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't really follow suit on what's really going on. You have all those craters out there on the waters. You know why they're not being unloaded? It's not because we don't have the manpower here in America to actually unload them because of the unemployment epidemic, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is that those crates were being charged $2,500 a month ago per crate. Now the rest of the global world is charging America $25,000 per crate, and America don't want to pay.
Interesting. Everybody wants our money.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're doing that to actually cripple America, and it's being crippled, whether you realize it or not. The economy is not good, never hasn't been good for the last 3.5 years. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna leave that subject and actually go to a little balance.
All right.
Come on, I'm from Brooklyn, so I had to get some little Kim up in here. Turn up a little. Baby, tell me, what do you see? Sitting there looking at me. Stop trying to play me for a fool. So you run around like you don't care. Why the hell should I stay here? Too many nights I can cry for you. I tried talking to you. I tried changing for you. You are yeah. I'm so done with trying, and I'm so done with crying. I think it's time for you to leave. Come on, y'all. You are free to be free. Hey, so love you. It's all up for me. When you told me you love me, and the one comes before me, I believe every single word. So please, I'll keep all your secrets. Never been so disgusted. You were the one I put my trust in. Once with all the bleeding, I know you must be feeling. You're the one. Yeah, I'm so done with trying, and I'm so done with crying. I need air to breathe, I need air to breathe. Come on, y'all. Can I get some claps going on? Come on. You are free to be free. Hey, no love no more. No, you get so love from me. What? Come on. You got it going on. What? One more time. Hey. What? You got it going on. What? If you know it, say it. What? You got it going on. What? One more time. Let's go. Hey. What? You got it going on. What? Hey. How could you hurt my heart again? This life was never in my place. It's so complicated. I can't no longer fake it. You don't deserve to be my man.
ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we just would like to break it up a little bit, you know, so it doesn't become too monotonous. We were covering some very critical issues prior to leaving the platform temporarily. But I just want to also reiterate that with Richard Oliver, he mentioned a little bit in the interview, but he had his first Grammy when he was 19 from producing the Rolling Stones. He's got Grammys for DMX, Amy Grant, and so a slew of others. He's produced like Stevie Wonder, James Brown, all of those folks. But we're actually shooting a film, which is his film. And you know, it's a strange thing that on the advertisement, on the flyer, it closes with Alec Baldwin says that he's one of the funniest men that he's ever met. And then Alec Baldwin has this serious situation a week later after we start promoting this. But we're actually promoting also, we're still looking for female actresses and looking for male actors as well. And it's going to be a 10-day shoot in Bridgeport. But JCTtv has actually been hired to cast for that particular film. All right. But with that being said, I'm just putting that out there so you folks out there, you can start letting the phone ring or contact these emails or go to the website or whatever and actually, you know, put yourself in submission for that.
Okay.
But with that being said, back to the subject matter, and we hope it's not hitting you too hard up there. But Joe, you was saying something during the intermission in regards to the subject matter that we was discussing prior, which is chaos and order, and America just seemed to fall on the platform.
Yeah, well, the big question is why? Why are we in this situation? Why does any person, family, country get into the situation where there's chaos?
Okay.
You know, we have to look at it, we have to break it down to that level, to the basic why, okay? Everyone is looking for solutions. The general populace looks to the politicians for solutions. They will never come up with solutions because they're like the brothers in a family who are just constantly fighting. So if a family wants to stay cohesive and harmonious, there has to be love from the parents to the children and between the husband and wife. That's the basic starting point. And even there, though, the parents, because everything is vertical and horizontal, the parents are connected to God. The children are on the horizontal level. So where that meets there, that's where a God can be. So if the brothers and sisters are constantly at like this, there's no unity on the horizontal level. The parents might be united between themselves, but if the kids are fighting like this, there's no unity, and God cannot meet there at that center point. So we have to understand that the universe was created. And it was, I keep bringing this point up about, was this intelligent design or was this evolution or just natural selection? I just saw some pictures of these gorgeous birds this morning.
Okay.
And I posted on Facebook, is this natural selection or is this intelligent design? I mean, how can you not think it's intelligent design? I think the problem is people don't want to believe in something that they can't see. And the other thing is, religion has kind of created for itself a bad image.
Put a big damper on the whole process of truth.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of folks believe that they believe in lies. Let's just speak truth to power. They believe in lies and they would prefer to speak and believe in lies. The scripture tells you in the last days that man would rather hear false doctrine than hear the truth.
Sure.
And so anywhere false doctrine is being manifested or spoken, then they are leaning toward that area because water seeks the level of least resistance.
Yes.
So the thing is that's why this happened to man, especially has happened to man in America. We have decided that we were going to go anything contrary to science. Science is truth because it's built off logic, right? Logic is the foundation of that which is real. So folks would like to deal with things that's unreal. because you only have real and unreal, truth, right, and lies, right, light and darkness. So the thing is, until we decide that we want to get back on the good foot, as James Brown used to say, may he rest in peace, you understand, we're going to have this issue of chaos. Where there is no order, there is chaos.
But you say science is truth. Not in the absolute sense.
Okay, talk to me.
Because
us.
science is always looking for the next step or whatever. Everything can be disproved or challenged, and science, the objective of science is to constantly search for truth or search for something better or something new. And science is not an absolute. God's love, that's an absolute. Science is not. Science is something that we can use to seek truth. So science has been at odds with religion throughout history. You know, they never can get together. They should. They should really learn from each other, because science, I have believed for a long time, is going to prove the existence of God, which I can't wait for that day. But religion, I think, and religious people, leaders, get in the way. Just as scientists get in the way, they can't see from each other's viewpoint. And I wish that on the level of politics, that the Republicans could at least see why the Democrats are thinking the way they do. I can't understand why they're thinking the way they are. I would love to have a discussion about that. But they don't want to sit down and try to understand why the other side believes the way they do. All they can do is criticize each other.
Right, that's my whole perspective, is that because you belong to a particular party, if I say, okay, I belong to the party that's going to wear red and only red, right? And you say you're going to belong to the party that only wear blue, right? You can wear your blue, and I respect your blue, right? You respect my red, right? But that has absolutely nothing to do with my character or my principle. So as an individual, I must do what I believe is right, not what some party says or some clique or some group, right?
Okay, and why? Why do all the Democrats just fall right in line with what Pelosi says? Why do all the Republicans, well, I say all, but I don't mean every single one. Why do they all fall in line with whatever the Republican leader at the time says?
Whatever O'Connell says.
Yeah, whatever, whoever, Trump, O'Connell, whoever. Yeah. Why do they do that? They're compromising something in their own...
You know what they're compromising? They're compromising their own integrity, and therefore they're compromising the integrity of America, right, as a country. They have to begin to read and research for themselves and find themselves so they can find their own answers, right? Then they can vote accordingly. You don't vote as a party. You want the best person in position to do the job, right? Like, you don't want to go and you have a job whereas that you're screwing in a long screw, and instead of you have a drill here that can do it, and you want to take a hammer and knock it in. You need the right tools in order to complete the right job, right?
Yeah, okay.
So with that being said, though, we're talking about chaos and we're talking about order. We have to put some things in place in order for the order to return. When the order returns, when we pray that prayer, for those of you who are into religion, when you pray that prayer, they call Christ's prayer, when it says, let there be on earth as it is in heaven, you're talking about order. Where there's no order, there's chaos, right? That's why we must deal with anything that we research, not on a personal opinion level, because opinions is so inexpensive and so rare that everybody has one.
Yeah.
You understand? But if we deal on the level of truth, right, which is what real science deals with, totally logic. We're not interested in, you think that this shade of green is the ultimate green, and I think that no, 3 shades darker or 3 shades lighter is the ultimate. No, that's not science. That's speculation. And speculation has no place in science.
Okay, so I say it's green, science says it's blue. I have to go along with that then, is what I'm saying.
No, you have to research for yourself and realize what color is green and what color is blue.
Well, yes, right. Assuming that that's what I did. I did some research and I realized, okay, yes, what you're saying is true. It is blue based
fall in
on
line.
the
facts.
scientific facts that you came up with.
Only
then
facts
I have
and logic.
to fall in line.
Right.
Yes.
Only facts and logic. You cannot have any speculation in science.
So, where I'm just going to bring this up.
Okay.
Where is the truth in the statement that these vaccines, these mRNA vaccines, are safe and effective?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a good question. Keep it in your mind. I'm going to keep it on the table here. And when we return from the motto of the week, hopefully that'll bring you a little bit more joy in this dismal conversation. And beauty always solves the beast, right? So let's go over to the motto of the week, and we'll be right back. And Joe, hold that thought and bring it back to the table, and we'll dive in.
All right, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We hope you like that beauty. Hope we brought some type of balance to the situation. But we left off with a very hardcore question. And for those of you just joining us, and for those of you who got a little taken by the motto of the week, we're going to have Joe readdress, bring back that question, and we'll, like we said when we exit, dive in.
Okay, so my question was, where is the science in the statement that the vaccines that are out there, the mRNA vaccines, are safe and effective? Science has not proven. The scientific method of what the pharmaceutical companies use to determine whether something is safe and effective, and therefore they can approve it, that has not been done. The experiment, the testing, is being done on the populace. So you can't say in the beginning, when these things are brand new, that they are safe and effective. They're obviously not. I have statistics from the CDC showing how many deaths, how many paralyzations, how many miscarriages, and all these other thousands of adverse events.
Let me just interject right here on there, and I'm going to give you the floor back. Where did you retrieve this information that allegedly came from the CDC that denounces that the vaccine is any good? Where did you retrieve this information?
That's from VAERS, the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System.
Okay.
If somebody has an adverse reaction from any vaccine, this has been out for many years, ever since the pharmaceutical companies got the government to say that they cannot be held liable for any damage caused by their products. So someone created this reporting system, so people can report to this system.
Let me say this, just interject here, because one of the first things, and I call it misinformation, there's a lot of information running around on the internet. I advise you folks, don't use that as something viable unless you know it's the actual website that belongs to the science organization or the government, right? I have to chuckle at that part.
So do I, actually.
But the thing is that you have to remember, right, that we're not in a situation of, say, like a viral flu or something of that nature. We're in something that's killing so many people, or was killing so many people, that they have no choice but to jump in and say, okay, especially because we didn't do anything initially, right? And say, okay, this is what we have to do. Somebody has to take the bull by the horns because we allowed this thing to get out of order in America, especially, right? And we're all taking this jump together, right? We're all taking this jump together. But one of the other key factors is, according to statistics, 95% of the people who are becoming drastically ill, ending up in hospitals and dying, says 95% of those people are unvaccinated. What do you have to say to that, Joe?
I say,
Because I rely on Joe for a lot of information.
I say
on
be
health.
wary of statistics, whatever they are, even the statistics that I just mentioned. You know, that came from a government agency, theirs. You know, so any statistics. Now there's a big billboard. You're 11 times more likely to die from COVID if you're unvaccinated. Give me a break, I say.
Okay.
That is just, talk about misinformation.
Okay.
You know, where are they getting these statistics from?
Now,
they're looking at data after the fact. And no one really understands that we were given an immune system that can fight off any virus. Okay, so we can get a virus, yeah, sure. We can be infected with a virus. But we have an immune system that can fight off just about anything.
If left alone and given the proper diet, rest, and exercise, it can fight off anything.
Basically,
but
yes.
the majority of Americans definitely is unfit.
Okay, so there you have it. What you just said, the statistic that you gave, about 95% blah, 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 are unvaccinated. Okay, so that's one bit of information that was collected from data. Data is not science. Data is data. It's after the fact. Maybe it is. I don't know. Somebody could argue with me on that. Probably. I'm not great at that. But okay. So we have an immune system that can fight off disease.
Okay.
Why are so many people dying from COVID? There is another statistic that says only 5% of people who have died from COVID, of this almost 700,000 people, it has been specifically and only from COVID. The other 95% is because underlying conditions. And I think that's true. And then you might say, well, what about these young kids who are healthy? Well, no.
What makes them healthy?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when they sit in front of video games all day and eat all kinds of junk food and
somebody could
they don't go outside and exercise. They
there
have
you
no
go.
fitness program.
There you go. Somebody could even look healthy. They could be an athlete and appear to be healthy. And on the surface, yes, maybe. But you don't know what the underlying thing that they received from their parents. Their parents could have given them a propensity towards something.
DNA.
And now, yes, and now this virus comes in that's a little bit stronger than the average, I give you that, and it causes the body to not be able to deal with it. So there are underlying conditions that we don't even know about. They talk about the big ones, obesity, diabetes, all these heart conditions, but there are all kinds of other underlying conditions that are a result of previous lifestyle habits.
I like that right there, lifestyle habits. With that being said, because we're closing out with that particular question that you have, and hopefully we'll revisit this again in the future. But how, when we talk about the inoculation, non-inoculation, corona period, how would you say that the subject matter of chaos and order fits into that discussion?
Well, okay, the only thing I can think of right off the top, since we don't have many more seconds left, is that when any government starts trying to control people's freedoms and lives, you're going to create a chaotic situation. Now, their objective is order. They want everyone to comply to create an orderly situation.
Okay.
And I guess if everyone decided, yes, let's get vaccinated, okay, then what? Everyone's vaccinated, but people are still getting sick and dying from this virus, even though they're vaccinated twice, and now 3 times, and who knows how many more inoculations they're going to want us to get. I guess they think we're just deficient in vaccines, just like we're deficient in pharmaceutical drugs. But my whole thing against this is, why are we trusting pharmaceutical companies? They're controlling a lot of what goes on in the government. They have more power than the scientists. They control the scientists, in my opinion. So why are we trusting them when we can't even sue them if something terrible happens to us from a vaccine? If my brother dies from a vaccine, I can sue the pharmaceutical company. They set it up that way to protect themselves.
Indeed.
Why would I trust them?
So where would you say the foundation of chaos and order actually rests there? From what I'm seeing from you, is like there is someone or something fighting for a particular order when it comes to the virus. And then you have the chaos of confusion, and confusion starts with misinformation.
Yeah, okay, but okay.
So what is the foundation? I mean, what is the bottom line? Because that's what we're striking for right here in this last minute or so, whatever we have on the panel today, is we're striking for the bottom line on chaos and order and how it applies when it comes to Corona.
Okay, so
I call him Mr. Corona because I respect him.
how can we achieve some kind of order? I think science should research, do what science is intended to do, to figure out what the best way to increase people's immune system. Research food, research supplements, nutritional supplements, research that stuff. They are not doing that. They're told they can't. Scientists are not allowed to guarantee because, why do I know that? Because doctors cannot recommend vitamins, minerals, things like that. So of course that's going to go up to the scientists because they're being controlled by pharmaceuticals.
So with this being said,
that's what they should
I'm
research.
going to say, wow, and look at Simone, that's a great human specimen right there. Shows that she's fit, shows that her lifestyle and her habits is conducive to great success, right? But with that physical success, right? With that being said, we're going to actually say, do your research and do not go off half-cocked reading everything on the internet. Make sure it's from a science, a real science organization. And then you can take that and match it up with what you read on the government sites. But make sure it's from a scientific standpoint and not from somebody's personal opinion, because we cannot take bleach and we cannot take disinfectant and swallow it and think that we're going to cure Corona. You're going to cure it because you're going to be gone from here. You know what I'm saying? So no more Corona. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Joe, I want to thank you for coming aboard today. I want to thank all you folks for tuning in. There's no us without you. And we look forward to next week's show. And also, we're going to leave you today in the hands of the Chief Engineer Big Al as he takes you through some community affairs. With that being said, as an always important, we say success awaits us. Keep it coming, folks.
अरे देखो तुम
Somebody call the doctor. Check me
that. All right. We got next up. This group is founded on creating a sustainable home for South Asian arts. They have classes here in New York with the Kathak and some music I can't pronounce, I apologize. But you can definitely see all their classes on navatman.org. Give it up for Navatman!
Two-tone and L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp by the dollar. Met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing homework every night of the week.
Night of the week.
Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 4:30. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on, ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze ya, oh, let me hold ya, oh, let me squeeze ya, oh, let me hold ya. Why? Cause I don't jam, chalk it on the board. Time to sin, let's begin. Hey, you kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really, 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 really.